SpongeBob GOOFS. Nickelodeon may have created a masterpiece in SpongeBob SquarePants, but like many other works of art, it also has its fair share of errors. So get comfortable, cause here are some errors that you can find in SpongeBob SquarePants. Number 1. Out of the picture. Seems like Squidward took a bus to nowhere in this episode. In this episode, Mr. Krabs buys Squidward's art, but he has to get the artist out of the picture to make profit. Squidward's art might not be for everyone, but due to the chaos he causes at the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs decides to shut down the art show, so Squidward will never be able to sell one of his paintings. After this, an art appraiser then comes in and says that the art will not even be worth a penny. However, he then says that art can be more valuable when the artist is out of the picture, which gives Mr. Krabs an idea, and that's to get rid of his employee. This episode is for sure a funny one, but that doesn't exclude it from having its errors, so let's take a look at a very special one. When Krabs orders Squidward to do another delivery, this time to the Rock Bottomites, he has SpongeBob stay behind to not ruin his plan. Squidward is dropped off to Rock Bottom and then proceeds to go down a ladder to reach his destination. But when the bus reached Rock Bottom, suddenly there was no station in the destination for the bus to stop. This might sound very strange, but maybe Mr. Krabs wanted to send Squidward to a very strange destination so he couldn't return, or maybe the animators forgot about the station. Anyway, at least we got Squidward back at the end of the episode. Number 2, flags are missing? Have you heard that Mr. Krabs wants to change the aspect of the Krusty Krab? Well, we haven't either, but it seems that the animators left something in this episode for us to watch. Patrick's Coupon is a SpongeBob SquarePants episode from Season 10. In this episode, when Patrick finds out that his free ice cream coupon has expired, he has to go to the Ice Cream King for a chance to get a free ice cream regardless of expiration. Patrick goes to see the king, who is revealed to be a starfish who is reclusive and as clueless as him, so much that all the coupons are expired as he doesn't know the year. The Ice Cream King makes Patrick a deal. If he were to beat him in a competition, he would redeem the coupon and give Patrick the free ice cream. This is such a beautiful story because all that Patrick wanted was to get an ice cream to SpongeBob. Poor Patrick. But let's look at the error and where it is. When Patrick says, "Oh, I see you peeking at my coupon. It's for SpongeBob's ice cream," the Krusty Krab flags are missing. This might be hard to catch, but look closely again. The Krusty Krab has accompanied us through many seasons of SpongeBob, but maybe it was time for him to get a fresh start, or maybe Mr. Krabs didn't want to pay for flags anymore. Number 3, letter to a burger. Like everyone in Bikini Bottom says, the only person who does not like a Krabby Patty is the one who has not eaten a Krabby Patty. Just one bite might be the first episode in which Squidward eats a Krabby Patty, but apart from this historical moment, let's see what else happens in this episode from Season 3. The episode starts at the Krusty Krab as Squidward hands a customer a tray of a king-size Ultra Krabby Supreme with mayonnaise. After seeing the customer eat it, Squidward expresses his disgust for Krabby Patties, despite never having eaten one. SpongeBob insists that he try one, claiming that they are so popular that the only people who dislike Krabby Patties have never eaten one. In the end, not only did he eat one Krabby Patty, Squidward ended up becoming obsessed with this delicious meal. And not only that, as the episode ends, a bodiless Squidward is taken to the hospital in an ambulance, and a paramedic who is sitting beside him, holding his tentacles, jokingly says that he remembers the time he had his first Krabby Patty. This might be a cool story, but much like always, let's see which errors we can find here. When the episode starts, we see that Bob and Squidward are arguing about how good these hamburgers are, and after our favorite octopus becomes surrounded by flames, we see that a very suspicious green glow is placed all around him. We don't exactly know what this glow means, but for sure it is a really strange thing to see. This is not the only error we find here, because just a couple moments later, when Squidward is on his working boat, we see that there isn't a cash register in his working place. This might be Squidward's first time eating Bikini Bottom's most famous burger, but for sure this isn't the first time we see errors like these. Number 4, bad superhero. Like it's always said, with great power comes great responsibility. But maybe SpongeBob didn't understand this phrase in the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4. In the opening of the episode, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are entering the Krusty Krab for lunch, but Squidward and Barnacle Boy have an argument. Squidward, unimpressed with the duo's heroic career, casually mocks them, causing SpongeBob to realize they are in the restaurant and go into an excited frenzy, eagerly requesting their autographs. The heroes run away from him, accidentally leaving Mermaid Man's belt inside. SpongeBob finds it and tries to give it back, but they drive away in the invisible boatmobile before he can do so. But maybe giving SpongeBob such a powerful weapon wasn't a great idea. SpongeBob decides to wear the belt and play with it, thinking that he could hold onto it until after work. He discovers the small ray and starts shrinking the items in the kitchen, and here comes our first error. After giving a small Krabby to the cockroach, we see that Bob has a weird spatula on his hand. Why is it weird? Well, usually spatulas have spaces in between themselves, but it seems like animators forgot to draw them this time. This error might be small due to the decreased size of the spatula, but boy, the next one is even smaller. After SpongeBob makes every citizen of Bikini Bottom super small, they enter his body and start hitting his organs. As a solution to this, SpongeBob decides to also shrink the whole city, so everything is tiny altogether. When the inhabitants are escaping Bob's body, we can see something funny. Sandy's head is missing. This episode might have shown how not to behave if you're a superhero, but it also has many errors too. Number 5, a tunnel of glove? We all love theme parks, right? Well, imagine how a theme park would look if it was placed in Bikini Bottom. In this episode, Pearl and her friends Nancy and Gail go to Glove World. They see everyone's waiting in line to ride the Tunnel of Glove, and they hurry to get in line, and between all the people they find that SpongeBob and Patrick are also there, leading to a new and funny adventure. When Pearl is left alone for a ride on the Tunnel of Glove, the ride operator asks for another single rider to come forward, which happens to be SpongeBob. Pearl and SpongeBob get in a boat, but Pearl rudely tells SpongeBob to leave her alone, and here is where magic starts to happen. When SpongeBob and Pearl leave the boat and are trapped in the cave, SpongeBob gets scared of some ropes that he mistakes for snakes. After Pearl puts Bob down, he starts walking through the cave, and we see that the ropes have suddenly disappeared. This might be strange because Bob seemed so scared at first. Maybe he just avoided them this next time. But don't think this is the only error that we found here. Ready for some spelling errors? Throughout the whole episode, we see that inside the park there is a button that says Override and is used to control the rides and attractions. If we jump forward in the episode, we see that when Patrick has the great idea of pressing the button, it spells over-eyed with only one R. You have to be really aware of this mistake to find it, but for sure, it's a really cool one. So there you have it, a brief list of errors that you can find in SpongeBob SquarePants. If you want more funny content of your favorite spongy hero, please like the video and subscribe to our channel so that we can tell more of Bikini Bottom's stories. Goodbye!